In our last episode, we met Job, the richest man in the East, a man blameless and upright, who feared God and turned away from evil. We watched as everything was stripped from him in a single day: livestock, servants, and finally, all 10 of his children. We saw him fall to the ground and worship. We saw him covered in sores, sitting among the ashes, his friends weeping at the sight of him. For 7 days, no one spoke a word. Now the silence breaks. Job opens his mouth. But he does not pray. He does not ask why. He does not plead for healing or restoration. He curses the day he was born. Let the day perish on which I was born, and the night that said, "A man is conceived." Let that day be darkness. Let no light shine upon it. Let the blackest clouds settle over it. Let it be blotted from the calendar of months. His words rise like smoke from a fire that has been smoldering for 7 days. Why did I not die at birth? Why did I not perish when I came from the womb? Why were there knees to receive me, or breasts to nurse me? He is not questioning God's justice, not yet. He is questioning his own existence. For now I would be lying down in peace. I would be asleep and at rest, with kings and rulers of the earth who built tombs for themselves, with princes who had gold, who filled their houses with silver. Death in Job's lament is not punishment. It is rest. It is silence. It is the only escape from a pain that has no edges, no boundaries, no bottom. Why is light given to those in misery, and life to the bitter of soul, to those who long for death that does not come, who search for it more than hidden treasure? Job does not want answers. He wants an end. There is no accusation here, no fist shaken at heaven, only the raw, unbearable weight of existence itself. What I feared has come upon me. What I dreaded has happened to me. I have no peace, no quietness. I have no rest, only turmoil. This is not blasphemy. This is grief. And grief in its rawest form does not reason. It howls. Eliphaz the Temanite is the first to speak. What follows is not merely a debate, it is a trial. Job's friends represent the best of conventional wisdom, the retribution theology that dominated ancient thinking. The righteous prosper, the wicked suffer, and therefore suffering proves wickedness. These dialogues will expose the inadequacy of wisdom grounded in that logic. Each friend will apply the formula. Each time it will fail. Not because they are stupid, but because their theology cannot hold the weight of innocent suffering. He is older, perhaps the most respected of the 3. His voice is measured. He begins gently. If someone ventures a word with you, will you be impatient? But who can keep from speaking? He reminds Job of his past. Think how you have instructed many, how you have strengthened feeble hands. Your words have supported those who stumbled. You have strengthened faltering knees. And then the turn. But now trouble comes to you, and you are discouraged. It strikes you, and you are dismayed. Should not your piety be your confidence, and your blameless ways your hope? Consider now, who, being innocent, has ever perished? Where were the upright ever destroyed? As I have observed, those who plow evil and those who sow trouble reap it. Eliphaz means well. His theology is neat. Suffering comes from sin. Blessing comes from righteousness. If Job is suffering, there must be a reason. But he is wrong. Not because the universe is random, but because the story has already told us what Job does not know. There is no hidden sin. There is no secret rebellion. Job is suffering without cause. Eliphaz continues, offering a vision he claims came to him in the night. A spirit glided past my face. The hair on my body stood on end. It stopped, but I couldn't tell what it was. A form stood before my eyes, and I heard a hushed voice. Can a mortal be more righteous than God? Can even a strong man be more pure than his Maker? The vision is meant to humble Job, to remind him that humans are fragile, temporary, easily crushed. Between dawn and dusk, they are broken to pieces. They perish forever, unnoticed. But Job does not need to be reminded of his smallness. He is already ash. He is already dust. He knows exactly how fragile he is. Eliphaz finishes with advice. If I were you, I would appeal to God. I would lay my cause before him. He performs wonders that cannot be fathomed, miracles that cannot be counted. He wounds, but he also binds up. He injures, but his hands also heal. Blessed is the one whom God corrects. So do not despise the discipline of the Almighty. And here is the cruelty hidden inside the comfort. If God wounds and heals, then perhaps Job deserves the wound. Eliphaz does not say it outright, but the logic is there. If Job would just repent, just confess, just find the sin hiding somewhere in his heart, surely God would restore him. But there is nothing to confess. Job answers. His words are not polite. They are not grateful. They are the words of a man who has been given stones when he asked for bread. If only my anguish could be weighed and all my misery placed on the scales, it would outweigh the sand of the seas. He does not minimize his pain. He does not pretend to be fine. He names the weight. The arrows of the Almighty are in me. My spirit drinks in their poison. God's terrors are marshaled against me. This is the first time Job speaks directly about God as the source of his suffering, not the accuser, not chance, not the raiders or the wind. God. And in naming God, he is not blaspheming. He is being honest. Does a wild donkey bray when it has grass? Does an ox bellow when it has fodder? I have reason to cry out. My pain is not imaginary. He turns to his friends. Anyone who withholds kindness from a friend forsakes the fear of the Almighty. He compares them to a wadi, a desert stream that floods in the winter, but dries up when travelers need it most. My brothers are as undependable as intermittent streams. Caravans turn aside from their routes. They go up into the wasteland and perish. The caravans of Tema looked for water. The travelers of Sheba hoped for it. They were distressed because they had been confident. They arrived there only to be disappointed. He is saying, I came to you for water. You gave me sand. Have I ever said, give something on my behalf? Pay a ransom for me? Deliver me from the enemy? Redeem me from the clutches of the ruthless? Teach me, and I will be quiet. Show me where I have been wrong. Job is not asking for flattery. He is asking for truth. But the truth his friends are offering does not fit. The night stretches long. The stars move overhead. Job lies on the ground, his body burning, his mind racing. When I lie down, I think, how long before I get up? The night drags on, and I toss until dawn. My body is clothed with worms and scabs. My skin is broken and festering. He does not speak of hope. He speaks of endurance. My days are swifter than a weaver's shuttle, and they come to an end without hope. Remember, O God, that my life is but a breath. My eyes will never see happiness again. And then, the question that will echo through the rest of the book. What is mankind, that you make so much of them, that you give them so much attention, that you examine them every morning and test them every moment? In the Psalms, this question is asked in wonder. What is man that you are mindful of him? Here it is asked in anguish. Why do you watch me so closely? Why do you not look away? Will you never look away from me, or let me alone even for an instant? If I have sinned, what have I done to you? You who see everything we do. Why have you made me your target? Have I become a burden to you? Job is not denying sin exists. He is asking, even if I have sinned, is this proportionate? Is this fair? And in the silence that follows, no answer comes. Why do you not pardon my offenses and forgive my sins? For I will soon lie down in the dust. You will search for me, but I will be no more. This is not resignation. This is not peace. It is the cry of a man who feels abandoned by